Ah yes, another box. How predictable. What is it this time?
I think this is the latest fan-made toy from Stan Solo.
Fan-made toys? How pathetic. I shall name you Mohair Thornton, and together we can rule the studio as Vader and Floof.
Well, there are 2 Banthas down there, but I don't see any... Wait a second.
I'm just gonna call this what it is, a red letter date in the history of artisan fan-made toys. The Stan Solo Bantha, which I pre-ordered many months ago when it was announced, arrived unexpectedly on my doorstep just a few days ago. And when I got the box up off the porch, I could immediately tell just from the weight that it was quality. This is the Stan Solo quality that is always delivered when promised in all of his action figures, whether it's a droid or, an a-man or whatever you've ordered from him, it always shows up looking pitch perfect Kenner. And this Bantha, look at it. It integrates perfectly into the vintage Tatooine Star Wars range. No element of this Bantha has been left to chance. Every single element has clearly been weighed against what Kenner might have done and what will make it the best toy for collectors when they buy it. So for example, he's actually made the reins on the saddle removable deliberately so that they're not a piece that eventually wears out and breaks off and then the entire saddle is kaput. And it also makes it easier to get the figure inside the Bantha. Due to the size of the saddle on the creature versus the Tauntaun or the Dewback, where the saddles were either covered in snow or really not seen, he's opted to give the saddle dark brown trim against the light tan brown, because you see so much more of this saddle both in the film and on the toy itself. And that's an example of one of the decisions Stan Solo makes when it comes to finding that middle ground between Kenner design and what makes the toy look good. And it's clear that Stan Solo studied Star Wars very closely, as well as stills of the Bantha in the new productions to sculpt the face and the body and everything else to try and find that middle ground. For example, the horns on this Bantha are far more robust than they are in the Kenner prototype photos. And that's a good thing because they actually look closer to what was in the movie. But at the same time, Stan Solo didn't abandon everything about the Bantha prototype from Kenner. There were no noticeable neck or tail joints on that toy, so Stan Solo opted not to have neck or tail joints on this figure. He did, however, take some cues from the Dewback lizard, and he made sure that all 4 legs were movable. And crucially, he made sure that the way you put the figure on the Bantha to ride it is the spring-loaded trapdoor gimmick that they used on both the Dewback and the Tauntaun. The Stan Solo Bantha seamlessly integrates into a Kenner collection. It is the flagship item from the Stan Solo range at this point. All of his figures have been impeccable, but this just says Stan Solo is here to stay. The quality of it is second to none. This right here is Kenner resurrected 100%. The Kenner figures go in it just like they would have in 1978. Heavy quality plastic, better quality than the Dewback as far as that's concerned. It doesn't feel so hollow and brittle. It's got a great look to it. It's something we've never seen before. And with this coming out from Stan Solo and the White Witch coming from Pro Custom Figures soon, which was the unproduced droids vehicle from the proposed Wave 2, it really feels like artisan Star Wars figures have finally earned a permanent place in the Star Wars collector market. 2 years in a row now, one of the biggest anti-repro gurus out there, and I say that very sarcastically, has started making his own artisan Star Wars figures. This is after years and years of vilifying guys like Stan Solo and really making it difficult for their businesses to get a foothold. And now look what he's doing. He's chasing that ambulance like you wouldn't believe. I said it before in the Repro Cops video, and I'll say it again. When your entire movement is run by opportunists that are professional toy sellers, there are no principles with which they really will stick to. They claim that to rile up the rabble. But what did I say? As soon as there's money in it for them, they will switch sides, and we've already seen evidence of that. And that tells me what I've always known, that Star Wars collectors in the majority have always wanted these options, and there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone, this is just proof that the fans are doing the best work, and that Stan Solo is one of the best of us. So if you have any interest in owning one of these amazing Banthas, the link is in the description below, and please keep in mind this will be coming directly from the factory that Stan Solo works with, so in the case of this purchase, it will be a requirement that you provide a phone number. I'm gonna go definitely put this Bantha proudly into my Star Wars Tatooine display and get these guys back in the display as well. This is the kind of thing that really gets me re-energized about collecting toys, because there's so much stagnation out there right now. There's so much same ol', same ol'. This. Thanks for watching this, everyone, and I'll see you on the next video.